Okay, well, as you can see, things have escalated a little bit since probably my last video. I've been having some coolant consumption issues, and I had a high compression head gasket kit pretty much already. So I figured, hey, why not? Might as well throw this in. And I had already previously changed the water pump seal, but this is it. Factory piece. It's a multi-layer steel. What I will say that I noticed is that this is a two-piece or two-layer, and the one that I pulled off is a three-layer. So I imagine that's how they get the bump and compression. So the main thing that I'm looking at here is I want to look at the timing chain too, because I was having some weird issues with the timing chain, and I am kind of glad that I pulled the head off just so that I can look at this and address it. So this is a new timing chain. I went and looked at them, and lengthwise they appear to be about the same. One thing that I'll notice though, here's the new one. These links, no major issues, right? Obviously, because they're new. But if you look at this one of the issues I was having was I could never seem to get my cam timing markers to line up, and it seemed like they were just drifting further and further apart. But look at how stiff these timing chain links are. I mean, look at that. There is just, which is crazy to me because, this goes and goes through oil. It's like a motorcycle chain that you just didn't lube. I mean, that is just incredibly worn out and stiff, and very big surprise. This is the original one, 23,000 miles. Well, roughly 24, but huge difference between these two. I mean, I was shocked, but I was even more shocked when I started looking further into it. This was the guide. Now this side you can see the lip is there. This side, obviously the lip is starting to rub off. Here's the new unit. As you would expect, there it is. You can see the lip both sides, no big deal. Now if we look over here, cylinder looks great, no big issues that I saw. But have a look inside of here. Look at that. That is literally where the timing chain has been moving about and eating away at the casting itself. It's on here too. You can see that's part of the deck surface for the valves. It's been eating away there. It actually had a raised lip. I had to knock it down and deburr it. And, inside of there too. Right there. Pretty crazy. I mean, for the longest time I ran, auto tensioners and whatnot, and I recently switched to a manual one, but, I hardly put any miles on it. And when I pulled the oil this last time, there wasn't any metal flakes in there or anything like that. So it kind of leads me to believe this has been going on for a while. Anyways, went ahead and checked the deck surface, nice and flat. So that's good. Cleaned it up on the inside a little bit, as you can see. Actually ordered some new stainless valves. Those are coming in pretty soon, so I'm going to swap those out. And let's go ahead and flip this over. And right there, titanium retainers. These can all be reused. I ordered some valve stem seals. I'm going to change the valve stem seals out, change out the retainers, and then original springs. I see no reason to change those out, and then the stainless valves to go with it. Head looks great. Journal bearings look great. No scuffs. No signs of oil starvation. If you look, I just want to point something out real quick. So right there, that's an oil jet. Right there. That piece right there, there's 4 of them. That sprays oil. And if you have your cam bridge on, I highly recommend that you get a piece of wire, or if you have a carb cleaner kit, run it through those jets. Make sure you really clean any particles out of there just in case. That way you can hopefully help mitigate these oiling issues if there are any. As you can see on the inside of this thing, I mean, it looks basically brand new in there. That 300V works pretty good, if you ask me. So anyways, just thought I would do a little short update video. All the surfaces, like I said, they look like they're pretty good. No major issues that I've seen so far. And yeah, just waiting on a couple pieces to come in, and then I can start working on putting this thing back together. Got the valve cover here. This is the one I powder coated. I had to get a new one of these. The bolt for this stripped rather easily. Right here. And we have some miscellaneous screws and whatnot. That's for the throttle body, so I can replace some of the screws and stuff. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I haven't decided if I want to do any kind of porting in this. I think I'm going to leave it alone, just because the intake side seems to be the side that has a lot of airflow in comparison to the exhaust side. So inside of here, this is the intake. I mean, it's not, I haven't touched this at all, and to be honest, it looks pretty good. There's maybe a couple little casting marks in there that could be cleaned up, and other than that, I don't foresee any major issues with the intake. But I did go ahead and do some minor porting to the exhaust side. So I cleaned up the bottom, opened up the entire inlet, and then I tried to grind down that center section to kind of make it as slightly knife edge as possible. So I didn't want to go too crazy with it because I didn't want to thin it out too much, but went ahead, did that. Hopefully get a little more exhaust flow out of that, and then hopefully get all this stuff slapped together. Parts wise, I have some stuff over here. So your head, let's see, got some new head bolts straight from KTM. And then we have a new circlip for the piston, a few miscellaneous O-rings and seals and whatnot, and a spark plug gasket seal, more head bolts. These are the originals that I had. Pulled those off. No major issues. Now I've been told that there are studs available. I haven't seen them just yet, so I'm trying to see if they can figure out what the information is on that. Once I get that, I may consider just going with studs instead. Usually you can get a little bit better of a accurate torque reading with those. I also need to check on the clearance inside of here too. So we'll see. Piston, no big deal. Cleaned up pretty well. I didn't see anything too major. Nothing you can catch on your thumbs or anything. Maybe a tiny bit of little wear on the skirts there. And I went ahead and cleaned the ports out for the oiling system, to include the oil rings and whatnot. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, this is just a quick little update on how things are going at the moment. As you can see, it's progressing in a different direction than I originally thought, but you know, once we get all this sorted, I guess hopefully we can get this thing back up and running. And look at that, that's just ridiculous. So anyways, that's it, guys.